Today we are going to study a very important topic, that's evolution. Evolution means what? For understanding evolution, we have to understand what is evolutionary biology. It is a branch of biology which deals with the study of history of life forms on earth. We can see so many variety of living organisms on earth. They must have evolved from the basic organisms. So there is another definition for evolution is a random change. What is it? It's a random change from one form to another. Now, before we study about the organisms, we need to understand how the earth has formed, and before that how universe has formed. See, we all know that it's not a matter of days or years. In fact, it is billion and billion of years ago this has started. Now what we see today, or what we see like stars, actually we are peeping into the past. So how is it measured? The distance between heavenly bodies in the space, that is stars, planet, galaxies, are known as stellar distances, which is measured in light years. So how would you define light years? The distance that light travels in vacuum in 1 year. So let's get started for the understanding of origin of universe. As we all know that it must have started somewhere 20 billion years ago. So something, it's like we can say that age of our universe is 20 billion years old. So Big Bang actually explains the origin of universe, how it would have, like how the universe has formed. It was mentioned that single huge explosion must have occurred, and that's why the universe expanded in volume. But that time the temperature was huge, very high temperature. After certain time the temperature came down. There were certain gases like hydrogen and helium which was formed, and they condensed due to gravitational forces. Thus formation of billions of galaxies took place. We know that in the solar system of Milky Way galaxy, Earth was supposed to have been formed about 4.5 billion years back. Early Earth. Why is it not possible to form a new organism even after so much of scientific research? Because the condition which was there on the early Earth, there were no atmosphere or a gaseous envelope. Molten mass released from the volcanic eruptions, and these release so many various gases like methane, ammonia, carbon dioxide, water vapor. There were no free oxygen on the early Earth, so early atmosphere was reducing, and which favored the formation of new life. Oxygen also formed later on ozone, which formed ozone layer, which acts as a shield. We know that now also the ozone layer is present, which protects us from the UV rays. The water vapor which was present on the early Earth formed water drops, and which fell as rain and filled the depression present on the Earth, and that's how origin of large oceans took place. We believe that the first life must have originated somewhere 4 billion years back, which ultimately means 500 million years after Earth's origin. There are several theories on the origin of life. I am mentioning few of them. Theories of special creation, which was given by Father Sorage. According to him, the life was originated by supernatural power, and that's how the living organism has originated. The second theory is theory of catastrophism, which was given by Cuvier. The third theory is theory of biogenesis, and fourth story or the theory is cosmozoic theory. According to this theory, the life has come on the earth as small spores, or which is also called as panspermia. Theory of spontaneous generation, which was given by Aristotle. It is very unique kind of thought which was there by the Aristotle, that spontaneously life has originated, but it was disproved by Louis Pasteur when he performed swan neck flask experiment, and he told that life comes from the pre-existing life. There is no way possible spontaneous generation of life. The next theory, which was proved later, was theory of chemical evolution or Operon-Helden hypothesis. According to Operon and Helden hypothesis, the first life form could have came from pre-existing non-living molecules. Formation of life was preceded by chemical evolution, that is formation of diverse organic molecules from organic inorganic constituents. Like we see that the rain contains water, ammonia, CO2, and which must have formed methane or hydrogen cyanide. Now these chemicals must have formed simple sugar, amino acid, glycerol, fatty acid, and nitrogenous bases. Again, they combined in presence of high temperature into complex sugar, protein, fats, nucleic acid like RNA and DNA, and that is how the life has formed. So basically, free atoms combine together to form simple inorganic molecules. Later on, the simple organic compounds like amino acids, fatty acids, and these form the complex organic compounds, and which form the first life. So this depicts the process of chemical origin of life by Operon and Helden. The formation of diverse organic molecules from inorganic constituents was termed chemical evolution, and energy and stimulus for chemical reaction came from the condition on primitive earth, like high temperature, volcanic eruptions, reducing atmosphere containing methane and ammonia. There are certain experimental evidences for chemical evolution, and this was performed by S.L. Miller. He was American scientist and he performed spark chamber experiment. He took mixture of methane, ammonia, hydrogen into a ratio of 2:1:2 and water. Electrode for electric energy. Water vapor at 800 degrees Celsius. Electric spark was given at 75,000 volt. Boiling water flask for evaporation and circulation. Condenser as rain by Helden. So the condition was formed in such a manner that this would have present in the earlier atmosphere. After his experiment, which was performed for 18 days, he saw that there was formation of simple amino acids like glycine, alanine, aspartic acid, and the control apparatus contained every arrangement except that it was devoid of energy source. Later, similarly, sugars like ribose, hexose, nitrogenous bases like adenine, guanine, pigments and fats generated experimentally. So when we understand about all these, we can understand how life would have formed on earth. There are certain important terms like chemogeny, synthesis of organic molecules by chemical reaction, biogeny, formation of self-replicating biomolecules in broth, cognosceny, evolution of various forms of life, that is diversification of existing groups. So that's how we have understood how the life has originated on earth. We will be continuing after this in the next video. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you.